se već razvilo u vašoj svijesti ranije.
So here is a key to, here's a window in which you can look into someone else's life.
Dakle, ovdje zapravo imamo prozor preko kojega možete pogledati u nečiji život.
What you hear a person saying,
što čujete da druga osoba govori,
if they're being critical of someone else,
ako su možda kritizirali nekog drugog,
whatever is coming out of their mouth
što god dolazi iz njihovih usta,
is telling you what's going on inside.
Govori vam što se dešava unutar te osobe.
Because we can only talk about ourselves.
Jer možemo zaista pričati samo o nama.
So when someone is critical of someone else,
Dakle, kad netko kritizira nekog drugog,
they're actually telling you what's going on inside of their own life.
Zapravo govori o samome sebi što se unutar njega dešava.
Because when you are happy with yourself,
Jer kad ste zadovoljni sami sa sobom,
when you're at peace in your own heart,
kad imate mir zaista u vašim srcima,
you cannot be critical of someone else.
ne možete se zaokupljati kritiziranju drugoga.
So when someone opens up that window and you see what's going on in their life,
Kad netko otvori prozor kroz koga gledate u tuđi život,
and many times it comes when someone is critical of you.
Mnogo puta možda vam dolazi netko u susret ko vas osobno kritizira.
Remember that what they're accusing you of
Zapamtite što optužuje vas,
is often what they are guilty of.
često je zapravo njihov osjećaj krivnje koji nosi iz svog života.
So just remember that when someone is critical of you,
Sjetite se samo, kad netko kritizira vas,
rather than responding to their criticism,
radije nego da odgovara na svoj kriticizam,
you recognize it as a window
prepoznajete kao prozor
to understand what they are dealing with.
da razumijete sa čime se oni suočavaju, što se unutar njih dešava.
Is that clear?
Da li vam je to jasno?
Any questions? I see some
Pitanja na ovu
more.
temu? Vidim da čudne poglede. Pitanja?
It's very important to understand that whatever comes out of a person's mouth is what they're really talking about themselves.
Zaista je važno da razumijemo ovu činjenicu. Tko god nešto priča i što god izlazi iz njihovih usta, zapravo vam govori o samome sebi što se dešava unutar osobe.
So anytime you find yourself being critical of someone else,
Dakle, svaki put kad uhvatite sebe da kritizirate nekog drugog,
stop and ask yourself, what's not right in me, inside of me?
zaustavite se i zapitajte samog sebe što ne valja unutar mene.
Okay? So it's always an opportunity to discover that something I haven't dealt with in myself needs to be dealt with.
Dakle, moram razriješiti nešto unutar mene.
Any questions in regard to what we're discussing here?
Da li ima pitanja na ovu temu? Hrabro? Ništa?
Okay, let's go to another subject.
Idemo na drugi dio teme.
We are all designed for love relationships.
Svi smo dizajnirani za ljubavne veze.
But the problem comes
Problem nastaje
when we expect to get love from somebody else.
kada očekujemo da nas netko voli.
Nobody can love you
Nitko vas ne može voljeti
enough.
dovoljno.
Let me ask the question.
Da vas pitam pitanje.
How many of you are loved enough?
Koliko od vas je dovoljno voljeno? Mi pa je partner.
Just loved enough.
Ko je od vas dovoljno voljen?
You've got all the love that you can stand in your life.
Da imate dovoljno ljubavi u vašem životu.
Check.
Samo je pitanje učenja.
Okay.
She has?
Good. I haven't.
Ja nemam.
I've never been loved enough.
Nikad nisam bila dovoljno voljen.
Because only God can love you the way that you need to be loved.
Jer samo Bog vas može voljeti na način na koji trebate biti voljeni.
Because if you're loved enough, it's going to be heaven to be in your presence all the time.
Jer ako ste dovoljno voljeni, tada ste zapravo sve prisutni u svakom trenutku u svom životu.
A critical thought or word will never be expressed.
Neće vam pas na pamet kritiziranje drugog.
You will just give and give and give and never expect anything back.
Samo želite davati, davati i davati i ne očekujete ništa od nikog za uzvrat.
So what I'm saying is that the moment you depend upon someone else to give you the love you need,
Što želim reći, u trenutku kad postajete ovisni o tome da vas netko voli,
you are going to be heartbroken and disappointed.
imat ćete slomljeno srce i bit ćete razočarani. Jer ovisni.
God has designed us to get our love from Him.
Bog nas je dizajnirao, stvorio da primimo ljubav od njega.
When we have this love relationship with God,
Kad imamo tu ljubavnu vezu sa Bogom,
we have this endless supply of love constantly coming to us.
imamo konstantno ljubav koja je sve prisutna. I ona stalno teče.
There's no room for loneliness
Nema dovoljno prostora za samoću.
because my best friend is always with me.
Jer moj najbolji prijatelj zaista je uvijek sa mnom.
I'm never disappointed in somebody else
Nikad se neću razočarati u nekog drugog.
because I'm not leaning upon them or expecting something in return from them.
Jer ne ovisim o drugima i ne oslanjam se na drugoga.
So with this endless supply of love from God,
Kad dobijam dovoljno ljubavi od Boga, kad je taj odnos uspostavljen,
we can spend all of our time looking for opportunities that God's going to create
tada svo naše vrijeme možemo upotrijebiti tražeći mogućnosti što je Bog pripremio za nas.
to love other people unconditionally.
Na koji način možemo ljubav davati drugima bezuvjetno.
So you have a husband and wife.
Da ako imamo muža i ženu,
You have good friends
i ako imamo dobre prijatelje,
doing everything they can to show love to the other person
sve će napraviti da pokažu ljubav drugome,
without expecting anything in return.
bez očekivanja da dobiju išta natrag za sebe.
So the wife is preparing for her husband to come home,
Žena se priprema za muža koji dolazi kući,
and she is nicely dressed.
divno je obučena, čeka ga,
She even has perfume on.
ima i parfem na sebi
And she's done, she's taken time to make her hair look attractive.
i uzela si je vremena da pripremi dobru frizuru, da bude privlačna.
And her husband comes home and doesn't notice any of that.
I ulazi muž u kuću i ništa od svega toga ne primjećuje, jer je umoran.
He just wonders why she didn't put the rubbish out.
Samo viče na njuma, zašto opet nije iznijela smeće vani? Smijete se da je lapi.
Now, if we have the right relationship with God,
Ali ako imate ispravnu vezu sa Bogom,
is it going to affect her?
hoće li to utjecat na vas?
It may disappoint her, but it doesn't hurt her.
Možda je razočarana, to je ne povrijeđuje.
Because remember, love is not trying to get something.
I sjetite se, ljubav ne postavlja uvjete da nešto dobijete za sebe.
Remember what we said, what comes out of the mouth is a window into the heart?
Sjetite se kad smo rekli da riječi koje izlaze na usta zapravo je prozor koji otvara vrata.
And she turns to her husband and she says, darling, would you tell me what your day was like?
I ona dođe svome mužu i odgovara mu, dragi, hoćeš mi ispričati kakav je bio tvoj današnji dan?
Because he just told her he was having a bad day.
Jer je samo jednostavno rekao da je imao loš dan.
That makes sense?
Ali to ima smisla.
This is what God calls us to in the relationship as a Christian.
To je na što nas Bog poziva, na kakav odnos želi da ima s nama kao kršćanima.
When you seek to put this into practice,
A da vidimo kako to izgleda u praksi,
and you blow it,
i ako to upropastimo,
you just get up and say, well, I blew it,
i tada ustajemo i moramo priznati i reći upropastio sam.
and start all over again.
I ponovo započemo sve iz početka.
And you just persist in this habit until it becomes a deeply ingrained habit.
Ali moramo biti zaista uporni da ustrajemo dok ne dovedemo stvar do savršenstva.
Are you willing to start the journey?
Jeste li voljni poći na takvo putovanje?
Are you willing to step into that right relationship with God?
Jeste li voljni ići imati takav ispravan odnos sa Bogom?
It's a fantastic life.
To je fantastičan život.
That's why it was always heaven to be in Jesus' presence.
Zato je divno biti u prisustvu Isusa.
You could never be so rude or so rough or so unkind
Nikad ne možete biti toliko neljubazni, toliko grubi, toliko nepristojni,
to ever affect the peace that constantly surrounded him.
da bi takav osjećaj utjecao na mir koji dolazi u jedinstvu s njim.
That's the kind of person that you and I will be when we let God live in and through us.
To je vrsta osobe kako ćemo biti kada dopustimo Bogu da uđe u naša srca.
We don't walk around looking to find fault with someone else when they fall over.
Tada ne šetamo gradom i ne brojimo tuđe greške na koji su način pali.
When someone blows it,
Kad netko nešto upropasti,
loses their temper,
izgubi temperament,
acts most ungraciously,
Najčešće.
Most ungracious, unthoughtful, faultless.
Najčešće nepromišljeno.
Okay. We're gracious enough to give them room to make a mistake.
Mi smo dovoljno otvoreni da prihvatimo njegovo priznanje da je napravio pogrešku.
And that's what we have to learn. Give people space to make a mistake.
I to je ono što moramo naučiti, dati ljudima prostora da priznaju svoju pogrešku.
Because God graciously forgives us.
Jer Bog uporno nama oprašta.
Let's go to a different subject.
Idemo malo na drugu temu.
You're familiar with parsley?
Da li vam je poznat petersimul?
Everyone know what parsley is?
Ne znamo što je petersimul? Začin.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Dakle, na istoj smo stranici.
We want to talk about the benefits of a common herb like parsley.
Želim pričati o pogodnostima koje nam daje najobičniji začin petersimul.
I want to tell you 3 stories tonight.
Danas ću vam reći 3 priče na tu temu.
A friend went into the hospital
Prijatelj je otišao u bolnicu
with a serious infection,
sa ozbiljnom zarazom.
spent 6 weeks in the hospital,
6 tjedana je bio u bolnici,
and was no better than when he came in.
ali nije bilo ništa bolje nego li je ušao u bolnicu.
Then a friend came and told his wife
Onda prijatelj dolazi i priča njegovoj ženi
about the benefits of parsley tea,
o pogodnostima koje nudi zapravo običan petersimul.
how it would help the body to release the infections.
Na koji način može pomoći tijelu da otpusti infekciju.
So the wife went and asked the doctor, can I give my husband parsley tea?
I žena dolazi doktoru da ga pita mogu li dati svome mužu petersimul.
And the doctor said, of course you can give me parsley tea, but it's not going to do anything for him.
Ma naravno da mu možete dati petersimul, ali neće da njemu ništa pomoći.
So she did.
Ona mu je dakle dala petersimul.
Big handful of parsley.
Bila dobru šaku petersimula.
She put it in a container and poured in 2 cups of boiling water.
Stavila je to u čašu, stavila 2 deca vruće vode.
Let it steep or set for 15 minutes.
Pustila da odstoji 15 minuta.
And every hour she would give him half a cup of parsley tea.
I svaki pola sata dala mu je žličicu te tekućine.
Remember, he had been in the hospital for 6 weeks.
Sjetimo se, bio je 6 tjedana u bolnici, nikakve promjene nije bilo.
He was spending $150
Trošio je $150
a day
dnevno za boravak tamo,
on medication.
da bude na lijekovima.
Within 24 hours,
Unutar 24 sata
he was released from the hospital.
bio je otpušten iz bolnice.
That's how effective parsley tea is in removing infection.
Toliko je utjecajan čaj od petersimula u otpuštanju infekcije iz organizma.
Any of you ever experienced parsley tea?
Je li ste ikada pili čaj od petersimula?
Okay, so some have.
Neki od vas jesu.
Once you've had the experience of using parsley tea, you become very confident in its effectiveness.
Jednom kada ste probali taj čaj, imat ćete veliko povjerenje u njegovo djelovanje.
Okay, so you have a very swollen leg, edema.
Primjerice, ako imate jaki otok, otečenu nogu,
If you will make a strong parsley tea,
ako napravite jaki čaj od petersimula,
take a cloth,
uzmite običnu krpicu, moramo,
soak it in the tea,
namočite u čaj,
wring it out,
ožežmite,
put it over the swelling.
stavite preko otekline.
Within 5 minutes, you can lift that cloth up,
Unutar 5 minuta možete podignuti odjeću tkaninu
and you will actually see water like a little geyser, like little sprinklers coming out and releasing.
možete vidjeti zapravo kako izlazi voda iz te rane. You mean dirty water from
Yeah, the edema is actually being released.
Znači voda iz otekline izlazi van, isparava.
Because the parsley affects the system that holds the water there. It releases it, it neutralizes it.
Petersimul neutralizira, otpušta tekućinu koja se nalazi unutar tijelu i dovela do oteknuća.
One of you knows someone who has edema in their legs?
Zna li netko od vas osobu koja ima tih poteškoća?
Okay, right there.
Neki da.
You go and experiment with it.
Pričajte
Strong
o
parsley
iskustvu.
tea, you put it on there, And you're going to see. I had a friend the other day.
Jaki čaj od petrosimula oteklinu, unutar 5 minuta vidjet ćete rezultate.
His feet were so swollen, he was in the hospital, and his legs were so swollen.
Are we talking about the same person?
No, just another friend.
Sada imamo drugu priču o drugom prijatelju, znači...
He couldn't get his shoes on.
Znači imali smo drugu osobu koja je imala oteknutu nogu, ali nije mogla navući cipelu od te oteknuće.
So we took over some parsley to him.
Opet imali smo isti primjer, uzeli smo petrosimulu.
And his wife started giving him the tea.
I žena mu je davala čaj da pije.
And the next morning, he got up and put his shoes on.
I sljedeće jutro samo je ustao i bukao cipele.
It's very important if you have any space to grow parsley.
Važno je ako imate igdje prostora da uzgajate petrosimul.
The green top.
Veliki zeleni dio.
And the root is even much stronger.
A korijen je još čvršći, jači.
So I would encourage you to take parsley and dry it.
Ohrabrujem vas da uzmete petrosimul, usušite ga.
And keep a supply.
I
Keep a
čuvajte
supply.
ga.
Okay. So that you always have something to be able to give to someone else.
Tako da uvijek ste u prilici da ga možete dati nekome komu je potreban.
Okay. Kathy had come from England as a young 20-year-old.
Imamo 20-godišnjakinju koja je iz Engleske.
Soon after, she was married.
Čim se udala,
Was very sickly.
bila je vrlo bolesna.
And the husband said, "Darling, you need to go to the doctor and find out what's wrong."
Muž je rekao, draga, moraš ići doktoru da utvrdiš što ti je.
So she went off to the doctor
Išla je kod doktora
and came home very discouraged.
i došla je kući vrlo obeshrabrena.
He had told her that she had a very progressive infection in her kidneys.
Rekao je da je imala vrlo progresivnu infekciju bubrega
And she probably wouldn't live more than 6 months.
i da najvjerojatnije neće živjeti duže od 6 mjeseci.
So she's come home from the doctor.
Dolazi kući od doktora,
And she's just sitting there in her apartment,
sjedi unutar apartmena,
just meditating.
meditira.
6 months to live.
Hej, 6 mjeseci da živim još samo.
There was a knock on the door.
Nešto kuca na vrata,
She opens the door.
ona otvara vrata.
There's an elderly gentleman with a beard and a gray suit.
I dolazi stariji gospodin sa bradom i sivim odjelom.
And he looked at her and he said, "Sister Linda,
I pogledao je i kaže, sestro Linda,
can I ask you for a glass of water?"
molite, mogu li zamoliti čašu vode?
She was very hospitable. She didn't know the man, but he called her by name. And so she went and got him a glass of water and invited him in.
Ona je bila jako ljubazna i ljubazan domaćin i zapravo dala mu je čašu vode i začudila se kako on to zna njeno ime. Pozvala ga unutra kuće.
Starts to drink the water.
Počeo je piti vodu.
And he said, "Sister Linda,
I on kaže, gospođo Linda,
I know I can help you if you're willing for me to help you."
znam da ti mogu pomoći ako si spremna prihvatiti moju pomoć.
You have just come from the doctors.
Upravo si stigla iz liječnika.
And he's told you that you have a very progressive infection in your kidneys and you probably won't live more than 6 months.
I on ti je rekao da imaš jednu jako progresivnu infekciju i da nećeš vjerojatno živjeti duže od 6 mjeseci.
And she thought, how does he know?
Ona je pomislila, pa kako on to može znati?
He says, "Can I tell you what to do?"
On kaže, ma mogu li ti reći što da napraviš?
And so he told her about parsley tea.
I rekao je o petrosimulu i čaju.
And he explained to her that she was not going to die in 6 months' time.
Objasnio je da neće umrijeti unutar 6 mjeseci.
And he told her other things that would occur in her life.
I rekao je o drugim stvarima koje mogu pomoći i izliječiti u životu.
And she was momentarily distracted.
I bila je u istom trenu već pažnja je bila na polje.
And she turned around.
Okrenula se.
He disappeared.
I nestala. A on je, he disappeared.
He disappeared.
On je nestao, ispričavam se.
She lived until she was 86.
Doživjela je 86 godina.
And raised many wonderful children.
I podigla jako mnogo divne djece.
but she applied that parsley tea. That was the secret to turning her infection. That was the key to turning her infection around and to a long life.
U tome je bila tajna pretvora njene infekcije bubrega u zdravi život.
Isn't it amazing how God appears in so many different suits?
Zar nije predivno kako se Bog zapravo pojavljuje u vrlo različitim oblicima odjela?
Last story.
Posljednja priča.
A young lady received a call from her brother-in-law.
Da, gospođica pozvao je Zed je pozvao.
Who was married to her favorite sister.
Koji je bio oženjen za njenu najdražu sestru.
And he told her that her sister probably wouldn't live for more than 1 or 2 days.
I rekao je da najvjerojatnije njena najdraža sestra neće živjeti duže od 1 ili 2 dana.
Could she come immediately if she wanted to see her?
I ako može doći odmah, ako je želi još vidjeti na životu.
So as soon as it was possible to arrange that day, she caught a flight to Chicago.
Čim je bilo moguće, ona je zakazala let aviona za Chicago.
And her sister was so swollen that she couldn't even recognize her.
A njena sestra je bila toliko natekla da je nije mogla niti prepoznati.
She had been suffering with dropsy, edema for over 6 months.
Teško je bila patila od velikog oteknuća, edema ovog.
Well, she was very dropsy or edema. The whole body.
Cijelo tijelo je bilo nateklo, užasno nateklo, da je nije niti prepoznala. 6 mjeseci.
And this young lady was very familiar with the parsley tea. She had just learned about it.
A ova njena sestra koja vam dolazi u posjet znala je za priču o petersimulu i čaju.
So she told her brother-in-law, I think I know something that can help her.
I ona govori svome zetu da misli da zna za nešto što joj može pomoći.
And he said, why, of course, she'll probably die within the next few days, so if you can help us in any way, do it.
On kaže, ma naravno, ona umire, definitivno primjeni što god ti padne na pamet.
So she immediately caught the bus downtown.
Isti čas je uzela autobus za grad.
And bought as much parsley and parsley root as she could find.
Kupila što god je bilo moguće više petersimula.
Came back home and showed her brother-in-law how to make this tea.
I dolazi kući i pokazuje svome zetu na koji način da pripremi čaj.
Every hour she would drink a half a cup of parsley tea.
Svakih pola sata, pola šolje čaja petersimula.
The sister had to fly back, because she was in school, had to fly back home late Sunday afternoon.
Sestra se morala vratiti kasno navečer kući jer je radila u školi.
Her brother-in-law assured her that he would do exactly as she told him how to do it.
Zet je bio siguran da mu je ona točno objasnila na koji način da pije taj čaj.
6 weeks later,
6 tjedana kasnije,
she gets a call from the brother-in-law.
Njen zet zove je kući.
There's someone here who would like to talk to you.
Netko je ovdje ko bi želio popričati s tobom.
And of course it was her sister.
Naravno da njena sestra.
All of her edema was gone.
Cijeli edem oteklina je bio nestao.
She was now out of bed and able to walk normally.
Bila je već van kreveta, mogla je sasvim normalno šetati.
And life was back to normal.
I život se vratio u normalu.
These are 3 true-to-life stories.
3 istinite životne priče.
This is just one example that I will share with you in the next week that we have.
Ovo je samo jedan od primjera koji želim podijeliti s vama unutar sljedećeg tjedna.
On the simplest of herbs on this planet.
Kako najjednostavnije biljke na ovom planetu.
That are far superior to anything you will ever get in the medical field.
Koje mogu djelovati na nas i koje nećete pronaći unutar medicine.
And there are no side effects.
I nema popratnih pojava.
It's inexpensive.
Ne, nisu skupi.
The moment someone suggests to me that this is a good remedy for your condition and it costs you megabucks,
U momentu kad mi netko sugerira da je nešto dobro za mene, a košta mega skupo,
I know immediately it's not God's method.
znam istog trena da to nije Božja riječ.
It's a business that makes money.
Da je to biznis koji je napravljen da stvori novac.
I'm going to show you some plants that I pick up on my way right through the parks here.
Želim vam pokazati neke biljke na koje sam naišao šetajući kroz park ovdje.
And so far I've discovered that they're free.
I primijetio sam da su besplatne.
That I'm going to show you.
koje vam želim pokazati.
Any questions?
Ima li pitanja?
Koliko količina žličica prisimula na jednu čašu?
How many parsley do we put into the glass when you're making tea? How
Okay.
strong should it be?
Good question.
Dobro pitanje.
Take a cup,
Znači uzmi šolju.
a full cup of, and 2 cups of water.
Znači puna šolja petersimula, 2 šolje vruće vode.
You can make more at a time if you want, but that's the average. Take 2 cups, 1 cup to 2 cups, and then you drink half a cup at a
Znači
time.
možemo pripremiti unaprijed i veću količinu, ali da znate omjer, znači 1 šolja petersimula plus 2 šolje vruće vode, a pije se pola šolje čaja, svakih pola sata.
So that's the standard form. If you want to make more, you just double.
To je standard, znači ako želite veću količinu unaprijed pripremiti, samo umnožite taj omjer.
Question for you: do you know if you have Swedish bitter in the shops? Can you buy Swedish bitter here?
Pitanje za vas, da li imamo švedsku gorčicu u dućanima? Švedski grančić? Je li imamo? Ja ne znam što je to, ali kažem.
Okay.
It's some combination of herbs.
Okay. Any other questions on what we've been discussing?
Maybe some other questions about the subject tonight? Nobody?
Okay. Tomorrow night, if you've applied what we've shared tonight about love and relationships and things, we're going to have the happiest group that's ever entered this building before tomorrow night.
Sutra ćemo opet pričati o ljubavi i međusobnom odnosu i imat ćemo, tu moramo li treba ostao grupu tu svi?
And tell them about God.
Aha, actually tu prije 2 večeri smo bili napomenuli o masaži. Dakle, ako je netko zainteresiran da vas on nauči masirati, možete doći ranije, pošto u sali imamo od 5 sati, a predavanja su od 5:30. Slobodno dođite od 5 sati, naučit će vas kako masirati dlanove, stopala i uši.
Okay.
Ako ste zainteresirani, vrlo ste dobro došli. Može pitanje?
Ne znam, jer vjerojatno zna, jer ljudi zna da je čaj od peršina odličan za spustiti tlak, koji ima visoki tlak.
Probably you know she says that parsley tea is also very good if you have high blood pressure to lower it, to put it down.
That's right.
Evo nam gospođa kaže da je čaj od petersimula jako dobar ako imate visoki tlak, dakle možete sniziti tlak sa njime.
Yep. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, this Swedish bitter, what is it for?
Swedish bitter, the first thing that I think of, anytime you have any type of sore on your lip or around on your face, Swedish bitter is brilliant for it.
Znači prva stvar koja mi padne na pameti, ako imamo suha usta ili bilo kakve probleme na ustima, namažemo i zapravo na to liječi.
It will almost immediately take away chapped lips and things of that nature.
Isti tren će nestati taj problem.
And for those who weren't here the other night when we talked about lemon,
Za one koji nisu bili ovdje prošlu večer dok smo pričali o limunu,
anytime you have a headache,
bilo kad imate glavobolju,
cut a lemon
pričali smo imate limun,
and just rub it
prerežite ga na
all over
čelo,
wherever the pain
gdje
is.
god imate bol u glavi.
And you're going to find that in the majority of cases your headache will go away within a few minutes time.
Shvatit ćete da u većini slučajeva nestaje glavobolja unutar par minuta.
If you don't believe it, try it.
Ako ne vjerujete, pokušajte.
Pear knows.
Gospodin Per zna.
Pear woke up the other morning with a headache.
Jer se neko jutro probudio sa glavoboljom.
So we cut a lemon and put it on his forehead.
I rezali smo limun, namazali, natrljali čelo.
And what happened?
I što se desilo? Nestalo je isti tren. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Hvala vam na reći.
You folks to come over here. Those of you who are here for the health lecture, just come right over on this side so I can look right at you.
Ako se možete primaknuti na ovaj dio da budemo bliže. Dobro večer.
The closer the better.
Molim vas, ako ćete se primaknuti da budemo bliže.
Okay, it's good to see you tonight.
Drago mi je vidjeti vas večeras.
Hope you've been practicing your massage.
Nadam se da ste prakticirali masažu.
It's one way to make people happy.
Jedan od načina da učinimo ljude sretnima.
How many of you have been practicing controlling your thoughts?
Koliko od vas je prakticiralo kontroliranje vaših vlastitih misli?
And as soon as you think about yourself, you say, I choose to think about somebody else.
Čim počnete razmišljati o sebi i svojim mislima, istodobno se počne razmišljati i o drugome.
When you find yourself getting annoyed or upset with someone or something,
Kad primijetite da ste uznemireni upravo zbog nekoga ili zbog nečega,
you say to yourself,
kažete sebi,
I'm in control.
ja kontroliram.
Circumstances or people are not going to steal my joy.
Znači, ni okolnosti, ni ljudi neće kontrolirati moju sreću, moju radost.
Because we are the ones who let other people steal our joy.
Jer mi smo ti koji dopustimo drugome da ukradu našu radost.
Because we lean upon other people and expect things from other people to make us happy.
Jer oslanjamo se na druge ljude i očekujemo od njih da nas oni usreće.
I get all of my joy and love from God.
Ja dobijam svu svoju radost i uživanje od Boga.
He's got a real big bucket.
On ima poprilično veliki paket.
And it never runs dry.
I nikad se neće osušiti od toga.
So I can't run out.
Ja ne može mi nedostajati ništa.
I've got plenty to give.
Imam jako mnogo da dajem.
So just think back through your day.
Dakle, samo razmišljajte unatrag o vašem danu.
How have I taken some of that love and given it to other people?
Kako sam dobio jako mnogo ljubavi od Boga i da je dam drugome dobio.
Can you think of some instances?
Možete li o tome razmišljati?
I see some heads nodding.
Vidim da neko kliva glavom.
Did you feel good?
Je li se osjećate dobro?
And God wants us to do it just more and more.
I Bog želi da to radimo još više i još više.
Even when there's no one else around.
Čak i ako nema nikoga oko nas.
I can pray for someone else.
Mogu se moliti za nekog drugog.
So I can be actively giving God's love away all day long.
Dakle, čitav dan mogu biti aktivno davanju Božje ljubavi u okolo.
And that's the most important part of our physical and mental health.
I to je najvažniji dio vezano za naše fizičko i mentalno zdravlje.
Thinking of others and doing good to others stimulates every cell of your body.
Razmišljanje o drugome što mogu učiniti za drugoga aktivira sve ćelije i stanice našeg tijela.
So every time you show an act of kindness,
Svaki put kad aktivno pokažemo ljubaznost,
every time you pray,
svaki put kad molimo,
you are raising your immunity.
podižete vaš imunitet.
My resistance to disease.
Moj otpor prema bolestima.
And I didn't even take a pill.
Nisam čak i pilu uzeo.
I didn't even go see the doctor.
Nisam čak ni išao vidjeti doktora.
I am my own best doctor.
Ja sam svoj najbolji vlastiti liječnik.
And he doesn't charge anything.
I ništa ne naplaćuje.
I like that.
Sviđam se to.
Okay, let's just deal with the common cold.
Idemo vidjeti što se dešava s najobičnijom prehnadom.
As soon as you feel the symptoms of a cold coming on,
Čim osjetite da dolaze simptomi obične prehlade,
you need to put your feet in hot water, as hot as you can stand it,
idemo staviti noge odmah u vruću vodu, što vruću što možete podnijeti,
for 3 minutes.
za 3 minute.
Then you're going to take your foot out of there and put it in cold water for 30 seconds.
Onda izvucite na guvan i stavite u hladnu vodu 30 sekundi.
Yep. Because you're stimulating the circulation of blood. You're drawing it from your head, drawing it down, and then when you put it in the cold water, it comes rushing back up, it comes rushing down again.
Jer to stimulira cirkulaciju naše krvi koja ide od uvijek prema dole i zatim kruži od hladnoga ponovo prema gore.
So you're going to do that 3 times.
Dakle, to ćemo raditi 3 puta. Vruće, hladno, vruće, hladno, vruće, hladno.
Now I've increased the circulation in my body.
I sad sam povećao cirkulaciju mog tijela.
A lot more oxygen flowing.
ide puno više kisika dobijem.
A lot more nutrients flowing to every cell.
Dobijem puno više nutritivnih sastojaka u stanice tijela.
And it's taking the waste away from the cell much faster.
I tu težinu izvlači iz ćelija koja ne valja vani, mnogo brže.
I stop eating
Prestajem jesti
for 24 hours.
za 24 sata.
Okay? And I drank
A pijem
red raspberry leaf tea.
čaj od raspberry maline, je to malina? Čaj od lišća maline.
Okay? Do you have red raspberries here?
Da li imamo taj čaj? Imamo, jesi lukrednic.
Okay. You can go and pick the leaves off of the raspberries.
Možete uzeti lišće tog čaja, te biljke.
Anytime you pick leaves off of a plant yourself, never pick more than 1/3 of the leaves on the plant.
Svaki put, ako osobno čupate lišće, nikad više od 1/3 sa jednog stava.
So during the summer, you can pick the leaves and dry them
Dakle, preko ljeta možete ih sami
so that you have
uzeti i osušiti,
a supply for yourself or for anybody else who's coming down with a cold.
da imate dovoljnu količinu za vas osobno ili za nekog ko vam dođe u posjedu, kome je potrebno.
And that will raise your resistance tremendously.
I to će podignuti vašu otpornost i snagu odmah.
Because while you're fasting,
Jer dok ste na dijeti, na gladovanju,
the body has a chance to clean house.
tijelo ima šansu da očisti organizam.
Okay? And so it's not spending its energy digesting food.
I ne troši energiju probavljajući hranu.
So we put our feet in hot and cold water.
Znači, stavljamo noge u vruću i hladnu vodu,
We stop eating for 24 hours.
prestajemo jesti 24 sata,
We're drinking plenty of red raspberry leaf tea.
pijemo mnogo čaja od maline, lišća maline,
And while other people are coming down sick, you don't.
dok je i dogledamo dok se ljudi razboljevaju vi niste, vi ostajete česti.
Okay? Is that simple?
Je to jednostavno?
Very simple, but it's very effective if you will do it as soon as you see the symptoms coming.
Vrlo jednostavno, ali zaista jako efektivno. Čim to primijetite te simptome, napravite to.
Okay, any questions on what we discussed last night?
Imali pitanja vezanih za prošlu noć. Bilo je tu dosta primjera vezano za detalje, bolesti. Je li nešto ostalo nejasno? Neke količine bilo šta?
Okay, we're going to talk about when a person has a chest congestion or asthma.
Dakle, govorimo sad o ljudima koji imaju astmu ili, znači, vezano za lične organe. Bronhi,
Okay, so you have a little baby who can't hardly breathe,
Znači, ako imamo malo dijete koje teško diše,
and the parents are frightened. They're trying to get him to the hospital.
i roditelji naravno uvijek su u strahu i trče prema bolnici,
You don't need to go to the hospital.
ne treba ići u bolnicu.
Just take a little towel like this
Samo uzmite običan ručnik, upravo ovakav jedan,
and put it in warm water, so warm enough for that the baby can stand it, but not hot enough to burn.
stavite u toplu vodu, dovoljno toplo da beba može podnijeti, ali ne prevruće da izgori ili može.
Put it on the chest,
Stavljamo na pluća,
cover it with another dry towel.
pokrivamo sa drugim suhim ručnikom,
Now this is wet and it's very warm.
znači ovaj
Okay.
mokar,
Cover it with a towel,
vrlo topla, drugim suhim pokrivamo
and then you leave it there for 3 minutes.
i ostavljamo tu 3 minute.
You take it off,
Skidamo,
and you rub that little chest with cold water,
lagano provjerite hladnu vodu
and you put this back on,
i vraćamo ovo natrag.
and before you know it, the baby's going to be asleep.
Prije nego ste primijetili beba će zaspati.
And you didn't go to the emergency room.
A niste išli na hitnu medicinu.
Because this opens up all the bronchial tubes.
Jer to je otvorilo sve žanite bronhija,
The baby can breathe,
beba može disati
and it was so simple.
i bilo je tako jednostavno.
So now we're going to another stage as an adult.
I sad idemo na drugi dio kao odrasli što možemo učiniti.
A young lady's father was in the hospital with pneumonia.
Znači, otac je bio od jedne mlade djevojke u bolnici zbog upale pluća.
He had been there for 2 weeks,
Bio je tamo 2 tjedna
and he wasn't getting much better.
i ništa mu nije bilo bolje.
And so she asked the doctor, "Can I give my father some hot and cold fomentations on his chest?"
I sada to pita liječnika da li može to primijeniti na svom vlastitom ocu, znači to propalne obloge, da li to može napraviti.
Doctor said, I don't see any reason why not. I don't think it will hurt him.
Ja vidim nema razloga da ne, to ga neće odlijediti, slobodno možeš.
And he didn't think it would help him.
Ali nije baš vjerovao da će mu to pomoći.
So the hospital allowed her to go and heat a towel up, now a larger towel.
Znači liječnik dozvolio da je dozvolila da oni to naprave, naravno da je malo veći ručnik.
Put it in water, wring it out.
Stavljamo u vruću toplu vodu, ocijedimo ga i vraćamo na ručak.
If you have a microwave oven, it's even faster.
Brže je zagrijati ručnik ako imate mikrovalnu vrećicu.
Put the wet towel wrung out in a microwave for 3 minutes.
U 3 minute ga stavljamo unutra, ocijedimo, prije nego smo ocijedili vodu.
Then you're going to put a dry cloth like this over the chest.
I preko svega toga ide sada suhi ručnik.
Then you will take that hot towel and put it on the chest.
Pa onda prvo ide suhi ručnik, a zatim taj zagrijani.
And always make sure that it's not too hot, so you run your hand underneath to make sure it's not burning the patient.
Znači obavezno provjerite da nije prevruće za pacijenta.
And you just keep lifting it up a little until they feel comfortable for it to be left there.
Ako prevruće, malo podignite dok se ne ujednači temperatura i tako nastavite.
You do that 3 minutes,
3 minuta ostavljamo,
30 seconds of cold,
30 sekundi hladno,
3 times.
3 puta.
Doesn't take very long.
Znači ne traje mnogo.
Okay. Within 2 days, her father was home.
Unutar 2 dana njen otac bio je kući.
No drugs,
Nikakve droge, tablete nije uzimao.
just hot and cold water.
Samo obična smjena vruće i hladne vode.
Hydrotherapy is one of the most powerful tools of healing that you can use.
Hidroterapija je jedna od najuspješnijih terapija koju možete ući na udjeli za isceljenje.
Okay, we have a chest infection.
Dakle, ukoliko imamo infekciju pluća,
We're going to do what we talked about last night. We're going to take a paper towel, kitchen towel, or cloth.
ponavljamo što smo sinoć pričali, imamo papirnati ručnik ili neku tkaninu,
We're going to put some oil over this.
malo ulja na nju,
Then we're going to take our cayenne pepper,
onda čili,
and we're going to put it all over that.
stavljamo preko svega toga
Okay? Then we're going to put that on the chest.
i stavljamo to na pluća.
No, you don't.
Ne?
You don't put it on the chest. You put it on the floor.
To je bila šala, znači stavljamo na površinu nečeg,
They put their foot on that.
stavljaju na to noge,
And
stopala.
then you take, I don't know the name we used last night of that clear plastic that you use in the
Aha, i
kitchen.
onda ide ta plastična folija, da se to pričvrsti.
Yes, you put that underneath this first.
So is it going on the feet or?
You put the plastic down first
Aha, znači
on the floor.
prvo ide na pod ta plastična folija,
Then you put this on top of the plastic.
onda ide taj ručnik, odnosno obična papir na kojem ide krema na kojem.
Then they put their foot on top of that.
I onda ide stopalo na to.
And then you pull the plastic and everything up around the foot.
I onda dakle samo malo bolje s tom plastičnom folijom.
Then you pull on a tight sock.
I onda na to stavljamo debelu čarapu da stoji.
And you leave that on overnight.
I preko noći to tako ostavimo.
Okay? Now, if it feels like it's burning,
Ako primijetite da imate osjećaj kao da gori,
it simply means that there is a lot of toxins in your feet that it's actually incinerating or burning.
to je znak da ima jako puno otrova u vašem tijelu koji su stimulirani kroz taj čili.
Okay? So you may have to hang your foot outside the bed covers.
Znači, možda ćete imati potrebu da ih vučete noge van kreveta,
But that, on the bottoms of your feet,
ali na dnu vaših stopala
are some of the largest pores in your body.
su najveće pore vašeg tijela.
And so that pulls that cayenne pepper right up into your lungs
Dakle, i to taj čip zapravo izvlači iz pluća
and begins to incinerate the infection.
i počne liječiti tu infekciju.
Speeds up your blood circulation.
Jer ubrzava cirkulaciju krvi,
It feeds the heart.
hrani srce
And you end up with the chest cleared.
i završavamo sa čistim plućima.
You can then also, as we started out, you can use this hot and cold fomentations on the chest.
To možemo, tu krpu sa tom pastom možemo upotrebiti na način da je stavimo direktno.
And then overnight, you're leaving the cayenne on your feet.
A A preko noći I dalje ostavljamo
Again,
na stopala.
when,
So you
sorry,
have both things. On your
no,
feet
you've done this first,
first this and then,
and then you put that on to leave overnight.
znači, the same one, the same cloth.
No, this is done. We did this 3 times, and that's over.
Aha,
Now we just have the feet and the cayenne pepper.
Aha, okay. Znači, ovo smo preko rekli, smo stavili 3 puta ovdje, to pokladno, to pokladno I to odlazi. A preko noći I dalje možemo staviti to za stopala što je objašnjavao.
Okay? Again, remember, when you feel any infection or sickness, you stop eating.
Sjetite se da prestanemo jesti 24 sata ako osjetite bilo koju prehladu ili infekciju.
What kind of tea do you drink?
Koji čaj pijemo? Od maline, raspberry tea.
That's right.
Lišće maline.
Red raspberry tea. It's one of the best that you can use.
Jedan od najboljih čajeva.
Okay, so any questions?
Imate pitanje?
That's simple, easy, clear? Okay. Well, we want to keep you healthy. We're training you so that you can help other people get healthy. Because once you're equipped to help someone else, it puts you in a good position. Because if you help people in one area, they're going to come and say, well, how about this or how about that? It's important to be educated as to how to help other people. Most of the time, it's people within your neighborhood or in your own family. Okay, we talked about the charcoal last night. Okay, anywhere there's pain, anywhere there's bruising, if you have a dislocated disc or a herniated disc, yes, okay, put that on there. Also use the cayenne pepper because you want to stimulate that circulation to bring healing. Okay. How much time do we have left? 0. Okay. Tomorrow night we will carry on. There's so much to share.